All right, top reads for the month of March. Starting off with nonfiction, my top read this month goes to Destiny of the Republic by Candace Millards. This was just such a fun history book. A lot of the people in this book I was familiar with. I knew their names. People like James Garfield, Chester B. Arthur, Dr. Lister, Alexander Graham Bell. These are historical characters. I knew the names, but I didn't really know anything about them. And so this was really fun to be reading this history where technically, I mean, I could have looked up the spoilers, but I loved not knowing where the plot, where the story was going, not knowing what was going to happen next. And it really read like a novel. Candace Millard did an excellent job just portraying the story in such a compelling and interesting way. And I loved it. I could not get enough of this book. So highly recommend Destiny of the Republic by Candace Millard. Moving on to honorable mention of nonfiction this month goes to A Brutal Reckoning by Peter Cozens. This is about the Creek War, which I had some familiarity with, but Peter Cozens tells the story in such a thorough and really engaging way. I loved it. Especially, I loved how Cozens centers the experience of the Creeks in this war. I had only ever heard about this war as Andrew Jackson coming in and killing a bunch of Creeks, and hadn't seen the politics between the different leaders of the Creeks and how that played into this war that then eventually draws in the United States military. Really fascinating, but also a very tragic history and really hard to read at points, but really enjoyed reading it, and really all Americans should be familiar with this history and should totally read this book. Moving on to fiction, my top read this month goes to Of Mice and Men by John Steinbeck. This is a classic for a reason. There's not a wasted word in this book. It's very short. It's about 2 hours on audiobook, and man, I love this. The plot is so compelling. The characters are rich and amazing, but do not start this book unless you are willing to have your heart ripped out of your chest. And honorable mention in fiction this month goes to Midnight Tides by Stephen Erickson. This is book 5 in the Malazan series. And this series is very dense and has been kind of hard to get into some of the books, but this is a book that demonstrates just the payoff you can have for how dense this world is. The characters were spectacular. The plot was very compelling. Absolutely my favorite Malazan book to date. So that's what I've read. Those are my top reads for March. If you have any recommendations for books you would like me to read and possibly review on this channel, leave me a comment, and otherwise, happy reading.